I mean, this is a pretty staggering situation that we're in when it comes to the royals at the moment here in the UK. So we have Queen Camilla taking some time off. We have the King obviously undergoing his cancer treatment. We have the Princess of Wales recovering from the surgery. We have Prince William, who took time off for the personal matter, which we think was related to the really tragic death earlier in the week. And so we have this really odd situation where we have the most sparse working royal family at the moment anyway, and then 4 of the senior members are off.
Well, Prince William's back in action. He was just in Wales with one of the guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I get this, I've heard Ryan Reynolds is disappointed that he was unable to be there with Prince William because Ryan Reynolds is a total monarchist. He absolutely loves the royal family. I believe he met the king recently, but yeah, so we're seeing Prince William back in action. We're going to see Prince William this week. We're going to see the Princess Royal this week as well. If there was a fire, she's the only one I'd trust, if I'm being honest. If there's an emergency, I'm following Anne. And then we are going to see Sophie and Edward this week. The Queen Consort Camilla will be back on March 11th to represent the king and the family for Commonwealth Day, although the king is expected to deliver a speech via video, and we're going to get that on social media as well as streaming on television, I believe. So I'm not too concerned about this. We are seeing a lot more of Prince William. And yeah, I just wanted to clarify too, that text between you and I where we kind of were wondering if it was the death in the royal family that caused him to call out for a personal reason. The palace actually confirmed that was not why he called out, that was not the personal reason, oddly. The palace did comment on that.
That's, of course, the death of Thomas Kingston, the Prince and Princess Michael of Kent's son-in-law, this tragic death that happened at an address in the Cotswolds last Sunday. King and Queen sent their heartfelt thoughts and prayers to that. And when it was announced this week that Prince William would not be at the memorial service of his godfather, many people were speculating what was this personal reason as to why he wasn't there. So that's what you're referring to between you and I. You and I were messaging in the week saying, gosh, this is odd. And then you very astutely said, well, actually, there has been this tragedy. It might be related to that. But then, as you say, the palace said that wasn't the case.
Yes, so we don't know, we still don't know what the personal matter is, but I believe that it had to be very important for Prince William to step back.
And it may well have been, and I think you're right for us not to get too deep into the realms of speculation, but it may well have been that he wanted to spend the day with his wife, who was suffering from and recovering from serious surgery. But perhaps they didn't want to tell the world that, because the moment that you say that, it sounds like, oh, there's something seriously wrong with Catherine. Maybe he just wanted to spend some time with Catherine without increasing the speculation. And that does bring me on to something that I really need to talk to you about, and that is something that we read sometimes. You know, the Crazy Days and Nights blog, which is a sort of blind showbiz blog. If you don't know what it is, they
Wait, you and I have got, if you do not know what's been going on behind the scenes of that blog, you and I have to have an offline chat stat, because there is so much scandal going on behind the scenes. So continue with what you're saying, but I suspect you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, okay. Because some of the speculation, both on there, but also on Twitter, about what is going on, and I don't even want to get into it because I think some of it...
Wait, tell me what he's saying. Tell me what anti-lawyer's saying.
Well, it's essentially speculation as to the nature of Princess Catherine's illness, the nature of what's going on between Prince William and the Princess of Wales in their marriage, all of those sorts of things. It's pretty vile stuff, some of it.
Well, let me just tell you, okay, that he got caught cheating on his wife. NT lawyer has been outed here in the States because he cheated on his wife and then filed a restraining order on his girlfriend like minutes after he exited her house. So he's like, bye, love you, leaves his girlfriend's house, files a restraining order on her. And now she's doing a podcast where she's completely outing him. We're not even sure he's a real entertainment lawyer.
So that is
I'm
the
just saying, no credibility,
okay.
no credibility.
So that's the background of the blog. But where I'm getting to with this is that has fueled all sorts of Twitter speculation about what is wrong with Princess Catherine, what is wrong with Prince William, why Prince William isn't around, what's gone on between them, all this sort of stuff.
My point is there is no credibility there because I didn't realize all this information about that blogger. Now that I know it, I'm distancing myself because there's no credibility there.
But why are so many of Prince Harry and the Duchess of Do Nothing, Sussex, why are so many of them jumping on this and absolutely reveling in Princess Catherine's illness? Because that is what I find most repellent, is that they've jumped on some of these blog entries, they've jumped on some of this speculation, and some of what you are reading on Twitter and X, which is a bit of a cesspit anyway, is absolutely vile. Where is the kindness that is advocated by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in some of their online initiatives about everyone being nice online? Well, some of their fans, some of the Sussex squad aren't following that advice, are they?
No, I mean, they are some of the biggest online bullies I've ever encountered. Why? I mean, if you're sincerely asking me why, I just think it's because they're not good people. They're not good humans. So my point is, when it comes to this huge debate, and I've seen people like Michael Cole, who I typically get along with very well, come out and say that the way that this has been handled is inappropriate and we deserve to know more about the Princess of Wales's current status. Absolutely not. I think that's disgusting and vulgar. Absolutely not. All she's asked is for privacy until after Easter. And I think Harry and Meghan oversharing for the last 4 years, Meghan Markle announcing her miscarriage in the New York Times, has warped our expectations of what we think we're owed from the British royal family. And that is not how a working British royal conducts themselves. And so I don't think that we are owed anything. She's asked us to leave her alone until Easter, and I want to do that. But, you know, I just think that... Is
there, Kinsey, though, because a lot of Meghan and Harry's fans and a lot of people who are speculating online are saying, look, there's a massive double standard here, because the people who are arguing for the Princess of Wales to have her privacy are the very people that wanted to invade the privacy of Meghan.
Well, no, because that was my point. When Meghan lost her baby and wrote about it in the New York Times, I didn't want to touch that. When it comes to delving into Meghan Markle's mental health, that is Meghan Markle's mental health. That is none of my business. I am not going to dissect Meghan Markle's mental health. If Meghan Markle is fired by Spotify and it's in the Wall Street Journal, then yes, game on. But I don't want to talk about Meghan Markle's miscarriage. I don't want to talk about Meghan Markle's mental health. I don't talk about Meghan Markle's children. You know, there are things that are off limits. And I think health, I think grief, I think, you know, in a lot of cases, death, and I think children are off limits.
And also there is an argument to say, just referring to what you just referred to in the New York Times, but other aspects of their life as well, they invade their own privacy. So therefore, you can't have it both ways. Their fans, who are not particularly kind, it's fair to say, not all of them, but a lot of them, and I know you've had terrible trouble with people saying the most appalling things about you online who are fans of theirs, Kinsey, but you can't have it both ways. You can't confess to the world every single thought that you're having and every single feeling and be completely victims of everything, and then have your fans expect you to have a level of privacy, because it's absolute hypocrisy. My question is, though, do you believe that Meghan and Harry are firstly aware that any of their massive fans are causing this kind of speculation and being so vile online? And secondly, do you think that they should say anything to try and stop it, or would that backfire?
Well, I do think that they're aware, because some of the people that are the nastiest, Harry and Meghan have phoned. They've picked up the phone and called them and thanked them for their support. So I think that, I mean, I know that Harry and Meghan are aware that they exist. There were multiple reports about them utilizing different, ghost screen names so that they can monitor conversations about themselves online. Do I think that they should act? Do I think they should respond or act and ask people to stop? I do think it would blow my mind if they did that, because it would be the first unselfish act I'd seen of them since they've been together.
Well, because their own initiative. I mean, one of the Arch One initiatives, isn't it, is about sort of kindness online and being nice and making sure that you remember someone's mental health when you're interacting online. I mean, isn't that actually something Archwell tries to champion? It's just that they're suspiciously quiet when it's someone that they don't particularly like.
They only take up for themselves. They only try to set the record straight when it's something about them that they don't like. So yeah, I would be very surprised, and I probably would be a little impressed if they stepped up and said, we need to stop this narrative.
Do you, just going back to what you mentioned, do you think that the way in which the palace has handled the health issues of both the King and the Princess of Wales, do you think that by trying to get them to have a level of privacy, they've actually fueled this week of complete conspiracies, and they've perhaps handled it not in the best way?
I think that I feel privileged to have as much information as I have, because, back in the day, we had no idea that Queen Elizabeth's father was, I mean, I wasn't even a thought yet. I wasn't here. But when Queen Elizabeth's father was sick, no one really knew the extent of his illness. So I do believe that we're privileged to have a lot of the information that we have. I think where all hell broke loose was Prince William saying he was stepping back for personal reasons. But at the same time, I don't think I'm owed more than that either.
Really interesting situation and really interesting analysis, as always, from you, and really good to talk to you, and hopefully everything is going to be getting back to normal as soon as possible. And by the way, many of the people who are usually seeing you at 5 a.m. are sending you love and hello at this time. So they've waited for you, Kinsey.
Oh my gosh. Well, tell them I'm going to put my pajamas on to watch the rest of Twilight. I love them. I miss them. And I'll be thinking of them while Bella kisses Edward.
You're going to be putting your pajamas on to watch the rest of... You've got your own Twilight here. You've got your own Edward. You've got your own Bella with Renee here. I mean, what are you talking about?
No, I actually like to watch you guys in the bathtub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
lovely to see you today.
Enough information. Thank you very much indeed. And you be careful in the bathtub with any electrical appliances around. Thank you. That is Kinsey Schofield with the Right Royal Roundup.
Christo's Right Royal Roundup.